It's going to be, of course, on our next map, which I do not know yet. Here it is. It's going to be on Cloud Kingdom. Up at the top right, our Terran from the team Complexity. His ID is Complexity Heart. I keep forgetting we don't have intros for these, but there he is.
He played very well in the last game, and you could already see that his reputation really helped him here, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Did expect a different style. To the bottom left, though, we have our Zerg player in the blue, starting for the Slayers team. This is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yep. Not actually a fan of the card game or series. He just chose the ID.
The king of Code A.
Yeah, he is the king of Code A, man. They're going to make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Award one of these days.
If you actually face Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first round of Code A, you know you're screwed. This guy is not going to lose. Not in the first round. He might lose in the second round, he might lose in the third, but he's not going to lose in the first round.
And you know he's not going to make it through the up and down matches.
Yeah, this guy is definitely the good for me. Right now, currently, there we have the first barracks. Look at this at 11.
Yep.
Let's see what exactly Hart is going to do here. He builds the barracks. He doesn't really proxy. He builds it outside of his main base, but not too offensive. Let's see if he wants to hide it or if there's actually going to be a second one, and it looks like he's going to throw down the second barracks at 12.
I find this actually a little bit offensive, I would say. I think that he will be aggressive with this attack.
yeah, with the second one, definitely.
I was just trying to make a joke about offensive, but...
Oh, sorry, I didn't get it.
No, it's fine. No, it's... I thought you did get it, actually, but I just wanted to try to save myself because it wasn't a very good joke, but... In the end, it was so bad that you didn't get it. I'm like, ah.
Nah, don't worry, I'm just a little bit slow today, I think.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Will he see this with his Overlord path? I think so.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually started once again with a pool first. He did not start with a hatch first here. And this will help him quite a lot against this. This build is a build that he executed in the past when he wants to be super safe. And this will help him a lot.
Yeah, and how much is Hart actually going to commit is the question. I mean, he made a very early 2 barracks. He may just expand behind this. But it's also possible that he pulls about 3 SCVs and tries to bunker. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sees no command center first, but that's all he really knows.
I'm a little bit surprised that he doesn't send out a drone, aren't you?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. With his pool first, it's almost as if he feels comfortable against something like this, so he doesn't care. And Hart is really playing this a bit weirdly. I mean, it's almost as if he's doing a 2 racks expand from 2010, Marine King style, with how he's doing this. Gonna start moving these barracks to make a wall. He may even try to chase down overlords with this, I guess, but this is kind of weird. Yeah, he's just gonna try to kill the overlord. And he will get it. Oh, he missed it. I guess not. Could have gotten that.
The Overlord gets away, and here comes the expansion for Hart, so he's not going for some kind of early attack, but he has a lot of Marines here. And, well, Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point is fine. The Harvest account is something that we can't actually see right now. We only have the Observer screen at our disposal, so we have to fall back on the same amount of information that you've got, that you have on screen right now, so
yeah,
we can't give you additional information.
There was a glitch with me joining the lobby, so I gotta wait till next game to try and get the information for you guys. Sorry about that, but Spinecrawler going up, and this is pretty common and pretty smart when you know 2 racks plays on the table, because who knows how many more racks are in the main. I mean, that's a question that every Zerg asks themselves, like, well, what if he's going up to 4 barracks in the main base? Then I'm going to deal with some really heavy pressure. I need a spine or a Baneling Nest, and you can't have both. I mean, if you don't have gas, you can't have it.
He looks to me that he's a little bit scared. If he plays too cautious against Hart, then I think he will have a problem in his hand. The thing is, against the build that Hart executed in the last game and is trying to execute here as well, these Roach Baneling attacks would be brilliant. Just mid-game Baneling attacks with Zerglings are also an option that he can choose. That Siege Tanks will just be so late, and this is something that, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! He seems to very reluctant to do it.
Yeah, and for understandable reasons. I mean, to go for an attack like this when you're down a game is a little bit scary, when you don't really know what's on the other side, but I agree, it is quite powerful. And with the fast 3rd command center going up and the super late factory, this is something that's going to be really, really effective if he chooses to do it. I just don't think he is at this point. Getting the 3rd hatchery, getting a Roach Warren. We saw him get the Roach Warren about this time last game, just to make a few Roaches defend against any pressure he faces. It's still plausible, I guess, for him to do this attack, but you're right. I think he's being a little bit too safe, and Hart may get a huge advantage as a result. He's actually going to put a lot of pressure on this hatchery.
I think he's able to force a cancel here.
There's only 3 queens. The Zerglings are trying to flank here, but
maybe just in time to save it, yeah, but he did a lot of damage already, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to be very careful here. And Hart already forced him to build another 8 Zerglings and a few roaches as well. That's a lot of lava that he had to invest.
It is fortunate, though, that he sees in the main base the 3rd command center, so now he can stop being so worried because he's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I see your factory timing is really late. You're not going to be able to follow this up with siege tanks and a big push. Look at this, going no Hellion, going straight into siege tanks, which is pretty smart. I like this. Not even going to make a single one. Starport's going to be a little bit late, but he is getting his double E-base going, so he's spending all of his gas, 100% perfectly here. Stim, double eBay, research. We'll start a starport as soon as his gas will start really going at that natural, because he can afford it. And this is a pretty cool transition from Hart. I like this play. Going back to the 2 racks is something I expected Terrence to do a little bit after the queen change, because it just really makes the Hellion expand type play a little bit weaker.
He's still trying to posture around with those Marines and just show Yu-Gi-Oh! That he is in the vicinity, that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to have some units in order to defend against this. But the Zerg now finally pushing out a little bit more aggressive with those Queens and trying to guard them with Ling and Roaches. Yeah. And he's still producing a lot of drones here. The +1/+1 upgrades on the move. 10 additional drones. I would really love to see the drone count here. I think he's way ahead already with the 3 base that he has in his economy. He should be.
I think you're right. I mean, even with the 3rd base of Hart, it wasn't fast enough to give him a similar worker count. Additional barracks going down here for Hart as he gets his starport. Just the way that Hart is transitioning here, I find to be really, really nice. I love the Terran innovation that we're seeing. And I wouldn't even call this innovation. It's more so saying, well, let me try this older style that used to work, because the style that everyone's doing these days is not really as effective as it once was. Notice getting his armory at the perfect timing for his 2-2, which will put him at a significant lead against the Zerg player's upgrades. So whether he maintains it or not is up to him. Well, it's going to be a great start. He's moved his command center down to the low ground, along with his siege tanks coming out. This is just it's all really nice because, you know, with the timing of his siege tanks, he can hold this 3rd base very comfortably. He knows that speed wasn't done. He saw that, moves his command center down. And he's even going to use this Viking to clean up overlords. Not to say that this is like something we've never seen before, but it's something that's different than what you normally see today, and it's refreshing to me.
I wonder what his transition is going to be. Infestors would be the better choice on this map. We have some players that try to go for them, as for example Nesty, just because he's really used to them, he's comfortable with them. He himself states that he thinks that Infestors are the better strategy, but Infestors is something that he Mutalisks are something that he feels more comfortable with, and apparently this is true for Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. He's trying to use the same style that he does on the last map. Just this amount of roaches is a little bit odd to me, because if you want to go for a really heavy unit composition in the mid-game with all these Mutalisks, you need a lot of gas, and roaches are not really all that cheap when it comes down to gas. Well, okay, it's only 25 per roach, but this is like 10 roaches, maybe a little more. This is gas that you can use later on.
It starts to stack up, that's for sure.
Yeah, you don't need this many if you don't plan to attack. So once again, he has a lot of units. He was scared there might be an attack, that there might be some kind of push coming. Let's see how he's actually going to use them in order to do some damage.
Notice that Hart has, in these 2 games in a row, with his 3rd base, made a bunker next to his command center with a 3 depot wall around it. I think that's really cute, because honestly, that's something not a lot of people are doing right now. And that's like saying, well, you know, some people like to put the bunker next to command center and minimize surface area, but I'm actually about making sure you can't touch that bunker. So that makes basically a 20 to 30 Zergling run by actually pretty much useless. With that bunker with the depot surround, never really going to do the damage you want. You just mineral walk away, and then as soon as all the Zerglings take the damage, they're going to run away. And that's just a small investment. It's depots he's going to need anyways, and then except against Banelings, he's going to be fine against almost anything. Even a Mutalist attack is going to be easily defended with that bunker like that. Oh, this attack is quite fierce, and we're going to have a funny situation here because this is not the Ling run by I was talking about. This one has Banelings and Roaches. This is a very powerful attack, and even with Stim Marines here, he's going to be hard-pressed to defend.
Pun intended, I guess. Hard, though, on the bottom right, and he's trying to go for an attack himself, but here are all the SCVs trying to get away, while Hard is now managing to take down the third of Yu-Gi-Oh! To the left side of the map, we have another base for our Slayers player. And the thing is that the creep spread for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so great that he already reached the fourth of his opponent. All these, if he would have killed those overlords, he would have supply blocked Yu-Gi-Oh! Like quite a bit.
Yeah, and I guess he's going to still kill a lot of them. But the positioning here is insane. Look at where the tanks are.
This is crazy. This is like the best position ever for Hard. This is so hard to break for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, this is
heartbreaking.
I was going to say that. You and I think alike, I guess. But here we go. Stimming the Marines. They're already split. The Banelings coming from two sides, though, and it looks like he will actually clean this up. I think that was the best way anyone could have ever engaged that fight ever. And that was 2 Marines for 3 Banelings.
It was definitely the best engagement ever. The problem is that the base to the left side has been scouted and is the only expansion that he's got left.
Yeah, losing the natural and the other base towards the bottom is... Look at his creep spread, though. The creep spread actually still exists, which is...
Yeah, but that's something that is not enough, because he doesn't have the bank to build enough expansions now to get the drone count high enough again. This is like really, really troublesome for him. If Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not able to do enough damage at this point, he will fall farther and farther behind. Right now he's up, but still.
He lost his Evo Chambers as well, and look at +3s on the way for Heart. This is actually going to be something that becomes more important as time goes on.
This is horrible for Yu-Gi-Oh! This is really horrible. Hard is moving in right now. He took out a lot of those creep tumors already. He's sieging up on the high ground, getting in with the Marines, and with a decent split and some target firing with the tanks, he can take down this army and might be able to destroy the base. If Yu-Gi-Oh! Loses this base, he's in so much trouble, because, well, what exactly does he have to fall back onto? He can't start tech at this point. The only thing that he has are the units on the map right now. Is to wait until those double hatches that he's building are completed so that he has the lava. He is in so much trouble.
Yep, this base is getting closer and closer to danger. Well, I guess I could say danger is getting closer and closer to it, because just seeing small groups of Marines in, can't actually engage with those mutas. Loses one, in fact. I'm a little bit disappointed he's not scanning to kill any of this creep, which you could basically get for free with those siege tanks. But now he's really going into attack. He's being very aggressive here. And this may be premature by Yu-Gi-Oh! Attacking, throwing away a lot of his Banelings. The split for the Marines is already decent, and things are looking worse and worse for him. A mule is dropped in Hard. I think may just take this series 2-0 right now.
Yeah, I think so too. He's moving in. He takes down the base to the left side of the map, and this forces Yu-Gi-Oh! Back onto the 3 bases that he has. But the natural is about to be mined out at the 3rd base. There's still a lot of mineral patches, but with 180 supply against 114, we already have a huge lead for Hard when he comes down to the army supply. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Is he actually trying to attack into the choke point here? That would be the worst engagement ever for him.
And then he knows that he can't do it. That's why Hart's there. Hart having a great position. I don't know where these drones are going, but it's not looking like it's going to be helpful for him.
Nah, this is the Terran player is completely heartless here.
He is absolutely heartless, and you know there's no trap cards available for Yu-Gi-Oh! to spring on him at this point. You know he doesn't even have a magic dispel, or I mean. There's no Dark Hole, man, in this situation. I think he needs a change of heart, though, really, to win him this game.
Yeah, exactly. He's still spreading creep, by the way, but the unfortunate thing, it's not like who covers the map first in creep, it's actually who kills the building of his opponent the fastest. Well, and this is going to be hard. He's moving in here. The choke point being attacked. The siege tank on the low ground. They are exposed though, and they die. But we still have a 70 supply lead for the Terran player. Now moves in, tries to take down the 3rd base, and there dies the base and also the hopes of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Just watch his life points plummet, man, as he is attacked directly here. His heart is exposed as the Marines stem and run in. The Overlords start to fall here, and it looks like, man, even if the heart of the cards is with him, there's just nothing that can be done.
You're completely right. With the 4th base available to Hard, we have him now with 100 supply lead, and this is the last stand for Yu-Gi-Oh! And yes, he defended well. Yes, he traded well in this last engagement, given what he actually had at his disposal. But if we just look at the raw numbers, this is it. GG.
GG.
And Hard takes it 2-0.
straightforward series, I would say. Hart just outplaying Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think you said it best when you said that Yu-Gi-Oh! May be reading too much into Hart's playstyle and playing a little bit too safely. And Hart got a pretty big lead as a result. Well, up next we are going to have Hack against Happy. A Terran versus Terran that hopefully the two IDs of the players will not be too confusing or frustrating or complicated for everyone to understand, but we'll try to be as clear as possible.
Nah, Happy is fine. As I said, the only thing when you really know if you're a good commentator or not is if you have a best of 5 or best of 7 between Nama and Mana.
Oh, I'm so glad I haven't had to do that yet. We're going to take
DreamHack Finals, my friend. Long time ago. Mana.
I heard, man. We're going to take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we have StarTale Hack against LG I Am Happy.